What time is it?
It's 12 o'clock noon.
Oh wow, it means it's lunchtime.
Well, in South Africa, but in other countries, it could be breakfast or supper
Or snack time.
Hi everyone! My name is Shadea.
My name's Shadesh.
Welcome to a video ministry of Grace TV. Here we serve bite-sized spiritual meals.
Or you can call it Bible study online.
This is every weekdays.
From Tuesday until Friday.
So wherever you are in the world,
Before having anything else,
Soul Food First! Now on Season 2!
This is Pastor Dean Padayhag. Welcome to Soul Food. Yesterday we started talking about the third dispensation in the Bible, and that is the dispensation of human government. We learned that despite the cleansing of the earth and the new dispensation, Satan, as the enemy of God and enemy of people, continues his evil plan to attack and destroy the promised seed of the woman. In Genesis chapter 9 verses 20 through 27, we see Ham, one of Noah's sons, showed total disrespect for his father when he was drunk and naked. The Bible tells us that Ham and his descendants were cursed, and through the descendant of Ham, Satan is going to attempt to destroy the plan of God for the promised Messiah. Through a descendant of Ham named Nimrod, Satan sought to create rebellion against God. Now let's talk about some of the oneness in the dispensation of human government, starting with one leader. Satan began his plan to unite mankind against God by raising up a leader from the descendant of Ham. His name was Nimrod. In Genesis chapter 10 verse 6 tells us that Cush was a son of Ham. And in Genesis chapter 10 verses 8 down to verse 10, the Bible says that Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be mighty one on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. Now from this passage above, we read two interesting things about Nimrod's character. First, he was a mighty hunter in the earth, or mighty one, I should say, in the earth. He was a powerful man. He was well known and well respected. We know that he was a leader of people, leader of men. Genesis chapter 10 verse 10 tells us that he started a kingdom, the place of power and authority during his time. Second, Nimrod was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Maybe he was good in hunting animals. We don't know. But it was okay because at that time, hunting animals for food was already permitted by God to mankind. And so he acquired this reputation as a mighty hunter. We know that in some cultures and tribes, that those who are experts and excellent in hunting, animals, and good in using sword or spear in general, they are often adored as local and political leaders. But with Nimrod, it might be more than that. The expression mighty hunter before the Lord may have been a much serious nature. Some theologians actually believe that it means that Nimrod set himself in defiance against the Lord. More than hunting animals, Nimrod was hunting people and sought to turn them away from God. he was such an evil leader with demonic intention, as we can see with these studies as we continue. One that we can easily conclude that he was an instrument of Satan to destroy God's plan and purpose for mankind and all his creation. And then we have one kingdom. As we learn the life of Nimrod, we see that he began a kingdom, and this kingdom is called Babel. In Genesis chapter 10, verse 10, it says, "And the beginning of his kingdom is Babel." The fact that Nimrod began a kingdom implies that he and his people refused to be ruled by God. Nimrod's kingdom, Babel, was the beginning of Babylon, that wicked kingdom which has set itself against God and his people throughout its history, especially under the governance of King Nebuchadnezzar. Babylon will have a similar purpose when it is rebuilt in the future, as indicated to us in the book of Revelation, chapters 17 and 18. And then we have one language. Genesis chapter 11 verse 1, the Bible says, "Now the earth had one language and one speech. Everyone on the earth at this very time spoke one language, one speech. Thus, there were no problems communicating between the peoples of the earth." By the way, according to ethnologue languages of the world, there are about 7,139 languages spoken today, not to mention dialects and non-spoken languages. Now that's a lot of languages right there. No wonder that there are lots of confusion and misunderstanding in the world. And then we have one people. Genesis chapter 11 verse 2, the Bible says, "It came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there." All of mankind journeyed together in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. The action of these people, it's very obvious. It appears to be in direct opposition, or direct opposition rather, to God's command or God's plan for them. God says in Genesis chapter 9 verse 1, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth." They were supposed to scatter themselves and saturate the earth with their presence. But instead of doing these things, the Bible says the people, all of them, stayed together in one place, in the plain of Shinar. Beloved, we'll continue this series tomorrow. Tune in so that you will be able to learn more. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your soul food.